So my belief is the story of I've told this before where my dad bought that $10,000 insurance policy in the 60s, and he also bought a house that was 10,800 during the same time frame, right? And so today that house is worth somewhere around 700 grand, and that insurance policy is 10 grand. Because when my dad passed, we had to pull that out, and the insurance policy was 10 grand. So I was like, what? And so it wasn't adjusted for inflation. But at the time, this is an important piece. At the time, think about that. Go back to that period of time when my dad's sitting there buying that policy. That policy was equal to a house. And that's the important thing to understand.
Right, it would be like getting a $600,000, $700,000 policy today.
Right. And so back then it made complete sense to him. And that's the issue, I think, right? Because if my dad would have said, I want an inflation adjusted insurance policy and just been able to ask that and understand what that meant, then it would be fine. Right. But what's happened is and by the way, the only reason I can make this story is because my mom still owns the home. This
Right.
is the home I grew up in. My parents never actually moved once. The home I was born in was the home that my mom still has today. Ironically, that's just not very common today, but it is a fact. And so now the rent from that home, because my mom fell and hurt herself during when she was walking up in the middle of the night, she broke her hip and all this stuff. And but so we rented her house, so it's still her home. But now that rent pays for whatever she's doing now, right? So
Yep.
right now she's in an assisted home, and I think and that is there's so many lessons in that story, right?